Hi, Melanie.
Good afternoon. Good
Good
morning.
morning. So we are almost at the end of our full year, and we are on lesson 350 today. Well, we're actually a little ahead of that, but this past week, I think because we're nearing the end of this full year, we were both chatting a little bit before, and we're just experiencing such profound shifts and expediting of manifestations, and that I wanted to kind of go back a little bit, just a few days, and really, because whenever you and I dissect anything that we're studying and reading, I get so much more from it. And
Mhm,
I already got a lot from a few of these this week on my own, and so I'm looking forward just to going that much deeper with you.
mhm.
So we thought maybe we would start today on lesson 350. Are you okay if I go ahead and jump in?
Yeah, perfect. Let's start in 350 today, and then we're going to go into what am I?
Yep, yep,
Yep.
exactly. Okay,
Perfect.
great.
Let's go.
So, lesson 350 of A Course in Miracles. Miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory to save the world. That's the introduction. That's the theme for the day. So, it goes on to say, so what we forgive becomes a part of us as we perceive ourselves. The Son of God incorporates all things within himself as you created him. Your memory depends on his forgiveness. What he is unaffected by his thoughts, but what he looks upon is their direct result. Therefore, my Father, I would turn to you. Only your memory will set me free, and only my forgiveness teaches me to let your memory return to me and give it to the world in thankfulness. And as we gather miracles from him, we will indeed be grateful. For as we remember him, his son will be restored to us in the reality of love. So the first sentence that where it opens for me, where it says, what we forgive becomes a part of us
Yeah.
as we perceive ourselves. And I just that like immediately struck me as just something different and a thought that I haven't really entertained before, where the importance of forgiveness,
Yeah.
which is what we've been studying this whole year, and really why it is important to forgive. And it's not about it's about how you experience that forgiveness. And I love what we forgive becomes a part of us. And that to me was just so beautiful in and true, because when we experience forgiveness, whether we're forgiven or we forgive, whether it's ourselves or someone else or a certain situation, it then becomes a part of our experience that
Yeah.
we get to carry forth.
And then that experience becomes our reality.
Exactly. And that's why I love also why that one sentence just even simply ends with, as we perceive ourselves,
Yeah.
because our perception is one of our higher mental faculties, as we know,
Yeah.
and we even have a perception of ourselves. So as we forgive, it becomes a part of us, and it becomes a part of how we perceive ourselves and what we're capable of.
Uh-huh. And just as you say there, we all have a perception of ourselves, but sometimes we don't stop to ask ourselves what that is. What is, even what's the concept that you have of yourself? And it's
Yeah.
in that moment of knowing exactly where you're at now and how we perceive ourselves and what we
Mhm.
believe about ourselves and what we think we're capable of. And
Mhm.
whenever you are aware of that, it's in that then that you can upgrade, you can shift, you can change, whatever that may mean to you. But for so long, so many people is living their lives holding on to situations that happened maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago that I'm heard earlier on today. Something happened about 30 years ago. And it is so far, Haley, out of my, oh my goodness, it's so far out of my reality now, even to hold on to something that happened last week.
Mhm. Yeah.
But so many people aren't aware that they can let go, and the damage it's doing internally by living. Another one of your higher faculties is your memory, by pulling from your memory things that don't serve you, things that happened, and we don't even have. Oh my goodness, we don't even have yesterday. We only have now. So what do you perceive of yourself now? That's this lesson, because you messaged me this lesson last week, a few days ago, and I have went over it and read it and went over it and studied it and broke it down. And it's in the breakdown of this material that you're kind of getting so much awareness shifts as well.
I know.
So
Kelly,
many awareness shifts.
would you mind reading it? Because I know that for me, and I think this will help anyone listening, is that whenever, so I've read it once, and now I would love for you to read it because I always get something different from it. I always hear something different when someone else, especially when you read. I
Always.
would love it if you would.
Perfect. Miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory, to save the world. What we forgive becomes part of us, as we perceive ourselves. The Son of God incorporates all things within Himself, as you created Him. Your memory depends on His forgiveness. What He is unaffected by His thoughts, but what He looks upon is their directed results. Therefore, my Father, I would turn to you. Only your memory will set me free, and only my forgiveness teaches me to let your memory return to me and give it to the world in thankfulness. And as we gather and as we gather and as we gather miracles from him, we will indeed be grateful. For as we remember him, his son will be restored to us in the reality of love. Such a short but
Mhm.
impactful lesson. What is packed into that lesson there is so what is what he is unaffected by his thoughts.
Oh my gosh, I was just gonna bring that one up. I seriously that I was like, oh good, I hope she and there you are.
And there,
Um,
yeah. Uh-huh.
I love that.
It's so you created him. Your memory depends on his forgiveness. What he is unaffected by his thoughts, but what he looks upon is their direct result. Therefore, my Father, I would turn to you. Only your memory will set me free. And it's not there when even what I was speaking about there, so many people goes into their memory and relives and relives and relives and relives a conversation, a flippant comment that someone maybe didn't say, um, an action that someone made out of frustration. And you could be living your eternal life based on someone else's actions to you without even realizing it. So, what do you perceive to be true for yourself? That's
So good. Yeah.
so
What
good,
he is,
so freeing.
the other thing I thought of too was what he is unaffected by his thoughts. And I thought about where we teach that you observe your thoughts
Hmm.
and you're aware of your thoughts but you're not, you stay neutral with them. You don't let them consume you.
Yeah.
I always tell clients like I want you to get out ahead of your thinking
Hmm.
so that you know what triggers your thought pattern. And like what he is unaffected by his thoughts. So like we could have a thought and it could be a thought that doesn't serve us,
Yeah.
and we could let it completely consume us.
Yeah.
And but we don't have we that's a choice.
It's a comp
Like we're programmed to think that we have to live by the thoughts that we think, but but we have the power in that moment to not allow our thoughts to either change them,
Yeah.
to observe it, and then change it if we realize it's not serving us.
Because the most important part of this is your reality, the evidence in your physical world is a direct reflection of your thoughts, exactly as said here. But what he looks upon is their direct result. So what he is unaffected by his thoughts, but what he looks upon. So if you're not happy with your external and what we're looking upon in our 3D, in our the evidence around us now, it's shifting your thought pattern. It's being aware of, again, being aware of where your thought pattern is and what you're accepting, what are you rejecting.
Mm-hmm.
So what he looks upon is their direct result. Therefore, my Father, I would turn to you, turn to love, return to
Yeah.
love every single time.
Yep. So good.
So only your memory will set me free.
Yeah.
And only my forgiveness teaches me to let your memory return to me and give it to me, sorry, give it to the world in thankfulness. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that part there, Healy, where it says, and only my forgiveness teaches me to let your memory return to me
Yeah.
and give it to the world. It's not to say, give it to me. It's not to say, it's not just about us as one. It's to
Mhm.
give it freely to the world in thankfulness, to share
Yeah.
this material, to cause that ripple effect throughout the world.
Yeah, and that there I remember like and in those moments where we are experiencing forgiveness,
Mhm.
we are experiencing truth and we are actually seeing clearly and we're experiencing God and love and his love. And those moments of experiencing that and feeling that and then to know that that's what you're experiencing, you can make them last longer and longer and longer when you are aware of that and you can live live with that understanding. Does that make sense?
That makes so much sense. It really does make so much sense because as we spoke about, the moment that you have that realization and the moment that you have that experience, as I said, it becomes your reality. You will only understand something by being it, by embodying it, by it's sometimes it's maybe not enough just to know that, as we have done throughout this whole year,
Right.
experiencing forgiveness, we know we're not gathering this intellectually, where we know that forgiveness is releasing us, letting us, freeing us, elevating us. Um, but it was the actions that we had to take to really look deep within inside us of, right, where am I maybe not,
Yeah.
you know, giving that forgiveness? Where am I holding it maybe against myself or other people or something so deeply rooted
Mhm.
that as you grow in your awareness, and it's no big task to do, it's just asking yourself these questions. The really
Mhm.
simple questions, just right, okay, where is this showing up in my life? How can
Mhm.
I implement this into my life? This lesson is for me to grow, to help others, and to help raise collective consciousness.
Mhm.
So I totally understand what you're saying. It's in that experience that you can expand it then. You can
Yeah.
expand your awareness, really.
I know. And I'm just going to read what because I looked
Yes,
it up a little further. Do you mind
please
if I
do.
read?
Please
I
do.
sent.
I don't have it here, but please
Okay.
do.
So so what Melanie and I do is we'll read and listen and listen and read and we just do that as many times as we organically can or want to. And then we actually use AI and we'll go a little deeper with it and to understand it helps to kind of put different words to what we're studying. for me at least. And so I sent this on WhatsApp to her. So this is lesson 350. Just I'm going to read it from a different point of view. So miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember him and through his memory to save the world. So the core idea of that is this lesson brings the course full circle, returning us to the idea that miracles are simply expressions of love that reflect God's love back into the world. When we give miracles, and so this part for me was new, and it
Hmm.
helped me with my understanding. So when we give miracles, and when we give miracles, so, if you're listening for the first time or you're not familiar with A Course in Miracles, you might think like, well, how do I give a miracle? And how, because we have this idea of what a miracle really, what it means, but it actually means so much more. And so when we give miracles, and we can do that through forgiveness, compassion, and non-judgment,
Hmm.
remember,
Hmm.
and this remembrance restores peace both in ourselves and in the world we perceive. So some of the key themes that they pulled out from this is that one, miracles as reflections of love. Miracles are not supernatural events. They're acts of seeing truly. Every time you choose to see innocence instead of guilt, you're offering a miracle. In that moment, you reflect God's love because his love knows no separation, blame, or fear. And there's just two more points to read. Number two is that remembering God. To remember God means to return to the awareness of love as your natural state. When you forgive or extend kindness, you dissolve a layer of forgetfulness, the veil of the ego, and awaken to divine truth again. I loved that, like the veil of
Oh,
the,
beautiful.
and that's what I think that's what I was experiencing this week too, as I was studying, in
Yeah.
that is that it's almost like I was able to like see through this veil,
Mhm.
right? Or the veil lifted. And
That
it
was
was,
so beautiful when you explained that.
right? And it's like, and when you experience truth, you know it because you feel it and it resonates with who you are. That's why, Bob always used to say that if you know the truth when you hear it because it resonates with the essence of
Yeah.
who you are. And that's very much what this did for me this week, is that it was like I could see clearly, I could see truth in all its form. And and then going on to number three, it says saving the world. The
Yeah.
course, the course defines salvation as the healing of perception. The world doesn't change on the outside first. Our way of seeing it changes. When you remember love, you invite others to remember too.
Oh my
This
God.
is how collective healing unfolds.
That is
And
so
you
beautiful.
said it like I believe we are here to help raise mass consciousness.
Completely healing, completely. And just when you were talking there, I was writing down quite a bit. And it's even to give miracles, it's not to receive them. And
Right.
majority of people would be in the right, I'm praying for a miracle, I'm looking for a miracle, I'm looking to receive a miracle, I'm looking to elevate from a miracle. But it's forgiveness, it's non-judgment, it's remembrance of who you are, and just being that reflection of love, reflecting out to the world what it is that, oh my goodness, that's so beautiful.
Right. And it's like we
Oh.
know, and we teach that if there's something that we're looking to experience on this physical plane in our
Mm-hmm.
current reality, the quickest way to call it into us is to do the thing or be the thing or give the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a miracle in your life, the first thing you want to do is be the miracle. Go offer forgiveness or compassion or non-judgment, and you will call it in by law.
A
It
universal law,
has
it
to take
must.
form.
Exactly. It must take form. It must move into form. And even as I was saying, what is happening in your 3D reality, it's coming from internal. It's coming from the thoughts that you're holding and who you believe yourself to be and what concept that you have of yourself is showing up in your reality around you. Exactly the same. What are you calling into your life today? And when you have that realization, let's shift them
I
thoughts.
know.
Oh my
I
goodness.
know. And that always that and the last thing I'll say on this is that that was always a very strange concept to me. Like I know in the past when I've needed to call money like into my life, to go out and give money seems so counterintuitive, but that's exactly it. Like if you're looking to attract love, go give love, go be love. If you're looking to, whatever it is, go
Yeah.
do the thing you will have and you will experience it.
Always, always. That is so good. That's fantastic. One wee second.
Yeah, no, all good.
Someone's back from horse riding.
That's gonna bound to happen on this
Ah,
podcast.
always, always. That's so good. Do you want to go into
I
um
do. But I think the next one was such a great follow-up to
yeah.
what we just covered. So,
So 351?
yep. Yeah, do you want to start with what am I? Or do you want to go into what
Let's go into what am I? And then we can
okay,
go to 351 then to finish it off. How's that?
perfect.
So, what am I? I am God's son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of his love. In me is his creation sacrificed and sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God himself. I am the heaven where his love resides. I am his holy sinlessness itself. For in my purity abides his own. That chapter, or that,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, that
I
paragraph.
I know.
So our use up for words is almost over now. Yet, in the final days of this 1 year we gave to God together, you and I, we found a single purpose that we shared. And thus you joined with me. So, what I am, are you as well. The truth of what we are is not for words to speak or nor describe. Yet we can realize our function here. And words can speak of this and teach it. For words can speak of this and teach it too, if we amplify the words in us. We are the bringers of salvation. We accept our part as saviours of the world, which through our joint forgiveness is redeemed. And this, our gift, is therefore given us. We look on everyone as brother, and perceive all things as kindly and as good. We do not seek a function that is past the gate of heaven. Knowledge will return when we have done our part. We are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Ours are the eyes through which Christ's vision sees a world redeemed from every thought of sin. Ours are the ears that hear the voice of God proclaim the world as sinless. Ours are the minds that join together as we bless the world. And from the oneness that we attained, we call to all our brothers, asking them to share our peace and consummate our joy. We are the holy messengers of God who speak for him and carrying his word to everyone whom he has sent to us. We learn that it is written on our hearts, and thus our minds are changed about the aim for which we came and which we seek to serve. We bring glad tidings to the Son of God, who thought he suffered, who though he suffered, now is redeemed. And as he sees the gate of heaven stand open before him, he will enter it and disappear into the heart of God.
So beautiful.
That I've read that many times. It is ingrained in my heart. It is so beautiful.
Disappearing into the heart of God. That's just like,
Mhm. Do you want to read it or?
yeah, I'll read it. Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Okay. What am I? I am God's son or daughter, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of his love. In me is his creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God himself. I am the heaven where his love resides. I am his holy sinlessness itself, for in my purity abides his own. Our use for words is almost over now. Yet in the final days of this 1 year we gave to God together, you and I, we found a single purpose that we shared. And thus you joined me with me. So what I am are you as well. The truth of what we are is not for words to speak of nor describe. Yet we can realize our function here, and words can speak of this and teach it too, if we exemplify the words in us. We are the bringers of salvation. We accept our part as saviors of the world, which through our joint forgiveness is redeemed. And this, our gift, is therefore given us. We look on everyone as brother and perceive all things as kindly and as good. We do not seek a function that is past the gate of heaven. Knowledge will return when we have done our part. We are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Ours are the eyes through which Christ's vision sees a world redeemed from every thought of sin. Ours are the ears that hear the voice of God, for God, proclaim the world as sinless. Ours the minds that join together as we bless the world. And from the oneness that we have attained, we call to all our brothers, asking them to share our peace and consummate our joy. We are the holy messengers of God who speak for him and carrying his word to everyone whom he has sent to us. We learn that it is written on our hearts. And thus our minds are changed about the aim for which we came and which we seek to serve. We bring glad tidings to the Son of God who thought he suffered. Now is he redeemed. And as he sees the gate of heaven stand open before him, he will enter in and disappear into the heart of God.
Beautiful.
I mean, Melanie, we could spend all day, a week on just that one,
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
like breaking it down.
Oh, just breaking it down. Breaking it down
Mhm.
is, for me, these lessons, okay, they're broken down into different sections. And this is bringing it, number 14, it's bringing it all together. Like, what am I? And we don't sit and ask ourselves that question enough. Like, what am I? Who am I? Who do I believe myself to be? And yes, it's accepting an idea here from a book, but it is really expanding our belief in who we believe ourselves to be.
Yeah,
And we're not just here to play small, Haley. We're here to help change the world.
exactly.
Hmm. Will we go on to lesson 351?
Yeah, sure, let's read it. That'll be a great way, I think, to
Do that.
capstone it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So lesson 351. My sinless brother is my guide to peace. My sinful brother is my guide to pain. And which I choose to see, I will behold. Who is my brother but your holy Son? And if I see him sinful, I proclaim myself a sinner, not a son of God. Alone, the friendless is a fearful world, yet his perception is a choice I make and can be relinquished. I can also see my brother sinless as your holy Son, and with this choice I see my sinlessness, my everlasting comforter and friend beside me, and my way secure and clear. Choose then for me, my Father, through your voice, for he alone gives judgment in your name.
Mm.
And you
Yeah,
take
it's like so my sinless brother is my guide to peace. My sinful brother is my guide to pain. And which I choose to see, I will behold. So who is my brother but your holy Son? And if I see him sinful, I proclaim myself a sinner,
Mhm.
not a son of God, alone and friendless in a fearful world. Yet this perception is a choice I make, and I can relinquish. I can also see my brother sinless as your holy Son. And with this choice, I see my sinlessness, my everlasting comforter and friend beside me, and my way secure and clear. Choose then for me, my Father, through your voice, for he alone gives judgment in your name. It just comes down, yeah, it comes down to what we're choosing to see
Yeah.
and hear, experience.
Mhm. And even just that very first line, who is my brother but your holy Son? And if I see him sinful, I proclaim myself a sinner. So for you to cast judgment on anyone or anything else, or to see something in that, you're proclaiming yourself to be that. And to start with, that can be to have that self-awareness and to have that without casting judgment on self. The moment that you see something externally from you, it is something that needs to be healed inside you. And yes, we've had such an amazing journey of being self-aware and looking at the gaps we need to close and understanding that it's not about criticizing yourself or being hard on yourself or picking out all the negative about yourself, but what we see in someone else, we're declaring it in ourselves.
Exactly. And it reminds me of the story. I don't recall the full story, so I'm not going to tell it, but it was something that Bob used to say about, if you had $100 to give, do you give it to the homeless man on the street, or do you give it to the single mom, with two kids? Do you, and it's basically like there's no right answer in that because you need to see everyone the same, equal. And as soon as you start to judge who might need it more or who is more worthy of it or who, a lot of people have judgment around homelessness and oh, they should just go get a job and oh, this and that. And it's again going back to the lesson we just read around how to give a miracle, and non-judgment is one of those ways. I know for me, like being very like I know that discernment is one of my strongest qualities
Yeah.
and one of my strongest values. And that's not something it's one of those that I've had to work at plenty of other things, but that's one that's just always kind of come naturally to me where who am I to judge? Who am I to tell somebody who they should love or how they should live or what they should do? And it's not for us. So this lesson just really reminded me of that. Like you can choose to see the sinless brother or sister, or you
Hmm.
can choose to see the sinner.
Yeah. And life
What,
will give you
like you said,
opportunities.
whatever you're going to see is what you're going to experience in yourself.
Definitely. And life will give us opportunities to not to test us, but to really elevate us and to really deepen that growth and understanding, because it's only through that understanding that your awareness is going to shift. And
Yeah.
throughout this year of this amazing, beautiful material and this study, my awareness has completely shifted, and we're always upgrading. We're always upgrading, but it's implementation, as we said at the start of this call as well, Haley. It's not just enough just to gather more of this, okay, more of this information and knowing about it. It's really practicing, and as you said there now, that beautiful story that Bob shared, it's practicing that. Ask
Yeah.
yourself, are you casting judgment on someone? Because it's not up to us at all to cast judgment. Um, but it's a journey, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's all a journey. So it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
So good.
Thank you so much for joining me today,
As always.
everyone else, and we will have our next episode up next week. Have the
Yep.
most beautiful day.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Take care.